Hey guys, so today I'm going to be doing a video testing new Primark makeup, and I say new but it's probably been out for months, I just haven't seen it yet. And obviously I have no makeup on right now because this is a sort of first impressions video, so I'm going to be doing my makeup as I go along. But the first thing that I came across, which I haven't actually seen before, is the Ultimate Face Sculpting Palette by the PS range, and this was £6. This is the palette and there are 3 brow shades, and these are all powder by the way, there's no cream in there at all. And then you have a Sculpt, which is your contour shade, a highlight, a bronzer, an illuminating powder, and then 6 eyeshadows. And I'd say they're all like pretty cool toned. So I'm just going to apply my Estee Lauder Double Wear foundation and then I will be back. So I've just applied my foundation and there isn't a normal face setting powder in here, so I'm just going to apply my Rimmel Stay Matte powder. So I now have my base done. I think the first thing I'm going to do is my eyebrows, and I'm going to use my Zoeva 322 brow brush, and I'm not sure which shade to go for because I'm blonde. But my eyebrows, I like them quite strong and defined, so I'm just going to swatch all of these actually. So there's a lot of excess powder, I don't know if you can see. I think I'm going to have to use this first one because these two look really dark. Maybe if I use this all over and then if I need like any more defined bits, then I might use the middle shade. So let's just start here. Oh man. I normally apply like a brow product that's a powder, I normally do it whilst my foundation is still unset, just because then it sticks a lot better. But I've already powdered my face, so I'm not sure, you know, like if this is going to be as good as normal, but we'll see, we'll see. What is on my nose? Is that fallout? Yeah, it's fallout. As I said, it's a very powdery product. So ignore the fact it's really messy. It was quite hard putting powder on top of powder. It's hard to work with. But it's actually, I know it looks really dark on camera and it may look a bit warm, but it's actually really cool toned. I'm having problems with like getting it to stick. I might just try the middle shade just to see if it kind of helps in any really sparse areas, but I don't think it's going to go too well. The shade is quite warm toned, so I'm just going to brush through and try and kind of blend my eyebrows out a little bit. So in all honesty, I think that is an okay product. I'd probably rate them an 8 out of 10 just because they are so powdery and do leave a bit of fallout. So I'm going to take my 109 Zoeva Luxe Face Painting Brush. Well, face paint, not face painting. It's for contouring. And I'm going to do swatches of these, but I need to wash my hands. So I'm just going to take my Primark Red Velvet Hand Gel. Not a makeup product, but it smells good. So I'm just going to squirt that on my hands just to get the swatches off. Okay, so that's the contour shade, and let's compare it to the bronzer. The contouring shade is a very ashy light shade, and then the bronzer, I don't know if you can see that, it's quite an orangey shade, but it is really light. And then I'm going to test this one, which is meant to be the highlighting shade. And that's just a yellow powder, kind of like the banana, is it Ben Nye or something, what people use under the eyes. But I think because I'm quite pale, that's going to be a bit too dark for me. And then finally this one, which is meant to be the illuminating powder, which, not being funny, but I would say that this one is more of a highlighting shade than this one, as it's a lot lighter and I think it's a little bit shimmery, not too much though. So I'm going to be using this for highlighting, not the one that it recommends. So I'm just going to take my contour brush dip it in the contour, no idea how much I need, and I'm gonna chisel out those cheekbones. Jokes, I don't have any cheekbones. Oh man. Oh man. By the way, if you can hear a whistly noise, it is the wind. It's super windy, and even though my windows are shut, I can still feel a draft. So, I mean, is it blending out okay? I'm not sure. Let me just build that up a little bit. I think I like it. I think. Let me do the other one, because that might go wrong and then I might hate it. So as long as you've already set your foundation, I think this is quite easy to blend out. Does anyone else have like a hole, or I don't even know what it is. I've always had just like a dent in my cheek there, but it's not a dimple, it's like a massive, I don't even know how to describe it, but I'm pretty sure you can see it, so leave in the comments below if you know what it is. So for contouring my cheekbones, not gonna lie, that is probably the best product I've ever freaking used. I love it so much. Like, it's the perfect ashy tone, because I've had Hoola Bronzer by Benefit for years. Don't get me wrong, I do love it. I think it's probably, you know, one of the best contouring shades out there. But for me, because I'm so pale, even though it's an ashy shade, it's not ashy enough. But this, on my cheekbones, it doesn't look dirty, because I've had really ashy ones before that just look like mud. So I'm going to try a little bit on my forehead, because I do like a good old contoured forehead. Yeah, I don't like that as much on the forehead. Okay, I've blended it out as much as I can, but we don't seem to be getting anywhere. Okay, I'd recommend that just for your cheeks. Oh, let's just try our nose quickly. Just for the nose as well. So, cheekbones and nose, it's perfect. Forehead, bit muddy. Now I think I'm going to try the bronzer, which is this shade here, and I'm going to use my Zoeva 126 cheek brush. So I'm just going to apply this, you know, where I want a more sun-kissed look. I'm just going to do one side first so that you can see the difference. So this is my bronzed up side, and that is the no bronzer side apart from the contour, and you can see a difference. I do look a bit covered in mud because I have like none of my eyes done or anything, but it's a nice warm tone shade, but not too warm. Like, you don't look bright orange like a tangerine, though you might tell me otherwise from the way it looks in my viewfinder, but in the mirror, trust me, it looks fine. And it's not too heavy either, like you can apply a little amount and then it's buildable, so you're not really going to go wrong with it. So I'm just going to do my other side quickly. Let me try this yellow shade. I know it's not going to, you know, suit me, but I'm just going to try it for the sake of the video. I think I'm just going to dust it under the eye area. Yeah, that doesn't brighten, it just kind of makes it look a bit darker. I think that would be lovely if you were, you know, like more tanned or had more olive skin. Now, before I highlight, I'm going to do my eyeshadow. I think I'm just going to take the wide shade, which it looks matte. Oh my god, just dipping my brush in there. So much excess powder. Now, I don't actually have an eyeshadow primer on, but we're just gonna whack it on anyways. It's not the most pigmented eyeshadow out there. I think I'm gonna go in the crease with this. It's like a brown, but it looks quite rosy, and I think it's pretty matte as well, just this shade here. And I'm gonna take a Zoeva Petite Eye Blender, which is 223, and just kind of whack that in the crease. I mean, it's a pretty shade and you can actually see it surprisingly. It just takes a few layers. Blend this out with my Zoeva blending brush, just because, you know, it kind of has gone everywhere. I'm just going to go in with this shimmery shade here. I'm just going to tap off the excess and just place that in the middle of my eyelid here, and nothing's showing up. Oh, there we go. I'm not going to use this bottom one here because that's like a dark purple shade, and that's not the look I'm going for today. I want something more neutral. But I'm just going to take this dark colour here, which looks pretty shimmery, and I'm going to try and place that in the outer crease. You guys can see, but there's so much fallout like down here, and there's a lot in my eye as well. It's kind of hurting. But I'm just going to gently sweep that away. Then I'm just going to take a blending brush and blend all of that out again. And finally, using the same brush, I should probably use a new one, but I can't be bothered to get up again. I'm just going to take this light pink shimmery shade here, and oh gosh, that looks so pink. I think I'm just going to place that up here. Ooh, now that is nice. I mean, the only problem is, look at the mess. I've used this once, I've never used this before. It looks like I've had this for about a year, how much, you know, mess it's made. The eyeshadows, I'd give them a 4 out of 10. I know that sounds really harsh, but there's just no pigment in there. The only shade that I've used so far with quite a bit of pigment is the shimmery one. So now that I've done my eyeshadow and my face, I've picked up some of the PS Full Look eyelashes. I've already took them out of the box. But these were £1, and I don't know, I just think they look really nice. There's a clear band. They look quite natural and feathery, kind of like the wispy eyelashes. They did come with a glue, but I never ever use the glue that comes in these sort of packets. So I'm going to be using my own glue, which is the Duo Eyelash Adhesive Clear Glue. There's no like left or right, anything like that, so I'm just going to have to guess and just put them on. So I've peeled them off, well, one of them off anyway, and the glue which attaches the band to the pack is stuck to the eyelash, but not in a good way, like you can actually see like big lumps of glue. And oh, let me just show you. I can't get my camera to zoom in because I need 2 hands like to make it focus on the eyelashes. Oh, one of the eyelashes is like fell off and is facing the opposite way, like up here, and I can't turn it back around. Like it's not one eyelash, it's one of the whole clumps. I don't think you can see, but it's all the way up here, look. That bit there. So I've managed to turn it back around, although that was a fiddly job. And they're just not very structured. I mean, I'm trying to roll them a bit like you do. So I'm just going to place this along the edge. This eyelash glue, it smells of fish so bad. Bit weird. So I'm just going to wait for that to dry. So I'm now going to try and apply these. Oh, I forgot to apply mascara first. Oh well, we'll sort it out. I'm just going to do my lipstick before my camera runs out. I have the eyelashes on, but the glue's not dry, so I'm just going to move on to this. And this is the PS Super Matte Liquid Lipstick in the colour 1, which is Kim. So I've just put that on. It's obviously not dry yet though. Now I'm going to apply the highlight shade out of here, and I'm going to be using this one, which is actually classed as the Illuminate powder, and I'm just going to use my Real Techniques, don't know what brush this is, but just this little one. I'm just going to apply it here. Oh my god, you can actually see it, thank goodness. And it looks quite pretty. I'm so sorry that I am in a rush, but I just want to get the video done. I don't want to like charge my battery for like 2 hours and then come back. So the highlight is very intense. I mean, it's great. It would have looked better if I hadn't applied it in a rush because I didn't know how pigmented it was. But the highlight is amazing. I love it. So I'm just going to see how these eyelashes look once I've applied mascara. I think the band is that thin that like the glue doesn't manage to kind of grab hold of it. Oh, I've just got a massive clump stuck on. Oh crap. This is what the eyes look like close. The eyelashes are gorgeous. It's just the fact that they haven't stuck to my eyes as well as my other eyelashes would have. But it was probably how I applied them, as I was in a rush, to be honest. Or it might just be because the band was so thin, like I said. I mean, the lipstick, yeah, it's very matte. And it's transfer proof, but it's just a bit too pink in my opinion. I do really like the eyelashes, it's just that they haven't stuck that well. I mean, they are okay, I just wouldn't want to go out on a very windy day in them. And also because the band is clear, you can see the little black dots where each clump of eyelashes is joined to the band. So it would be better if you had, what's it called? Liquid eyeliner on, just to hide that. But other than that, they are really pretty and they do look quite natural. All in all, the palette, I don't know, I'd recommend if you don't have any contour shades or anything and you do want, you know, like a starter palette. I wouldn't recommend this if you've already got things. It's nothing special. Although, the contouring shade, it is my favourite contouring shade I've ever come across. Which now I'm just stuck because I don't know what I'm going to do unless I just keep buying this. So that concludes today's video. Thank you so much again for watching. Please give it a thumbs up if you did enjoy and maybe hit the subscribe button. So thanks for watching and I'll see you next time.